Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So now that the cold weather is upon us, I think it's a good idea to show you guys this nice little diesel heater that was sent to me by a company called Hcalory. And it's spelled just like you see it here in the front, H-C-A-L-O-R-Y. The H stands for heat and calorie is a unit of measuring heat, which is a pretty clever name for a diesel heater. All right, so we're gonna do this all in my garage today. We're gonna go ahead and dive right into it, all right? So here's everything that comes right out of the box as you see right now. So you obviously get the diesel heater itself. You have the power block to hook up to any wall outlet. You get the DC power supply in case you want to hook it up to a battery or some switches in your rig. Owner's manual. This is an extension cable, so you could extend the wiring to this controller all the way inside your tent. It's got an air filter, but there is no filter element inside, so this is mainly to keep larger debris out from being sucked in to that small intake port right there. You have your duct screen that goes on the exit of the air duct that comes with it, and you have your intake tube that connects to this portion right here and to that filter element, or filter screen if you want to call it that. You have the muffler that comes with it, the muffler pipe that mounts on the back side of the heater, a mounting bracket to secure the intake hose in place, some hoses for the duct and the other pipes, and a small white filter that goes inside right here. So when you're filling up your fuel, you don't get dirt, rocks, or any type of debris in there that could clog up the filter itself or the fuel pump. The unit itself, it is built pretty ruggedly. Everything is self-contained inside. So you have your 6-liter fuel tank, which is larger than previous generation, and also most diesel heaters out in the market. They have about 5-liter fuel tank. You do have this built-in handle right here, which again does feel pretty sturdy. And you unlock those latches right there, just pop them right up. You can see everything that's inside. So again, you have your fuel container up here, the actual diesel heater, your fuel lines, and the inside. When you open this heater up, you are going to have your remote control, so don't forget to take that out before first operation. And right here you do see the fuel pump and the exhaust port right here. So it looks like it does have some type of exhaust lining. I guess it's to contain the heat, to keep it from spreading throughout. All in all though, there's a nice design. I like what they did right here with the mesh grills or grill material. So it keeps everything from, I guess, melting or overheating on you. That's very crucial when you're shutting down the unit. You want to make sure that you get as much cool airflow to shut down properly to not damage any components. And this heater also boasts an all-new aluminum body right there for the heater elements that supposedly heats up in as little as 3 minutes. And we're going to go ahead and test that claim here in a sec. All right guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and start setting everything up and put a little bit of fuel in this heater, and we're gonna go ahead and start testing. All right guys, so the setup was super simple, extremely easy, only took like 3 or 4 minutes. The brackets mounted up properly, no fidgeting around or any of that stuff. And what I found pretty cool is that Hcalory actually has their own branded power blocks. It's not a generic power block, it actually has the Hcalory logo right here. And something even better than this, if you guys have used other diesel heaters in the past, you'll notice that they have the Bluetooth function. You could download an app, a very generic app that works for about 99% of the Chinese diesel heaters out there. Well, Hcalory actually has its own dedicated app from Hcalory, which is by Hcalory, right? You go to the App Store, download it, and you can look it up under that name, and it'll operate your diesel heater. You have 10 different power settings. You could adjust your altitude level of your high elevation if you go out to the Sierras or something like that. Turn it on or off. All from the comfort of your phone inside your tent. So you don't have to go all the way outside, or you don't have to mess around with the controller. And this controller here also works as well too. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and start this up using the app. I'll show you guys how to connect it. All right guys, now that I downloaded the app, let's go ahead and test it real quick. Again, Hcalory, it's their very own app, not the generic diesel heater, whatever you find from other Chinese heaters. Open it up. Device is plugged in, by the way. Add device. Automatically detected it. Hcalory 5030. Click on that. See if it connects. Not connected. Oh, there we go. Standby. So these are the features I was telling you guys about, by the way. You have a high plateau, which pretty much means if you're higher elevations on the Sierras or something, just turn that on and it'll compensate the air-fuel ratio mixture to accommodate your area. And blow wind, interesting. I wonder if it's my kind of blowing wind or if it means it's just fanning the air out. You know, but what matters right now for this test is the heating portion of it. We are gonna go ahead and test it to see if it really does take about 3 minutes to fire up. And I have my little handy dandy tool right here to help us with that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that right now. Click heating, confirm. All right, looks like it's already at level 10. Well, you could hear it turn on. All right, so let me go ahead and set up my timer here real quick. All right, here we go. All right, so far it's at 1 minute. And I could already start to smell the diesel fuel trying to get ignited by the glow plug. All right, I could hear some clicking right now. I don't know if you could hear it or not, but that clicking is actually the fuel pump right in there, siphoning some diesel fuel into the glow plug to ignite it. And it's really not that loud. So Hcalory does boast that this fuel pump is a lot quieter than other diesel pumps out there, or diesel heater pumps, which I do agree. I have another diesel heater by Vivor, and that thing is just way too loud. All right, so it's still warming up right now, and you can start to hear the fan operate. Let's see what we're at right now. 1 minute 52 seconds, almost 2 minutes. Let's see what the temperature reads. – 102 degrees. All right, still feels kind of like ambient temperature, and yeah, this exhaust pipe is getting pretty hot right now. All right, as you can hear it, it starts to get just a little bit louder. The fan gets a lot louder too. It's pulling in way more air. You can kind of hear it right here being pulled in, going in through that duct right there, and the little intake port. Here's the exhaust port. Let's see where we're at. 2 minutes and 55 seconds, pretty much 3 minutes. See the temperature, 100 degrees, 103, 107. Okay, that one is 189, 130. So that's gonna be your heat exchanger there. So yeah, it looks like it does heat up right away within that 3 minute-ish mark. I'm gonna let it operate to full temperature, and I'll get back to you guys. All right, so she's been operating for about 5 minutes now, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys this nice little remote here. It actually works pretty well. You know, it's not finicky. You don't have to press crazy combination of buttons like we're used to with other diesel heaters. So I'm gonna go ahead and reduce the temperature, and there you can see. Level 10 again. All right, like I said, it's been about 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and test the outlet air. So it's not going to be directly on the heater element, but the plastic rim around here where you would put the duct on. So that is 144. There we go. And let's do the feel test. Okay, yeah. I could probably put my hand on that for about 5 seconds before I feel I have to take it off. All right, so this blows pretty far. The air, what would you call it, the CFMs or BTU, whatever, it does blow with enough pressure. So this is, I'm pretty confident it's gonna heat up a rooftop tent. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the heater now. See if it works here with this little fob. There we go, off. And with this diesel heater, as well as any diesel heater, it's very important that you let it fully turn off. Do not disconnect it. Reason being is if you just disconnect it and pack it up right away, or you let it cool down just by sitting there, the unit itself is still going to be extremely hot. So what that could do, it could damage a lot of the circuitry inside. So what needs to happen is it'll start to use the fans after all the heating elements are turned off to push air through to cool it down a lot faster. So just make sure that when you guys turn your heater off, you let it sit in the off position for about 10 minutes or so that you don't damage your unit, okay? A cool thing about this heater is one of its biggest selling points, supposedly it's 50 hours ultra long running time because of the increased fuel tank capacity, as well as the different fuel pumps that they're using. So that's actually a pretty nice feature, especially if you take this out a lot, you know, go fishing, ice fishing. I've seen people use these heaters inside their little ice fishing tents. You know, it's pretty awesome. All right, so if you only use this at night, average sleep times, Hcalory does claim that it'll last you about 5 nights worth of heat with just one little fuel tank right there. Okay, so that's pretty neat. All right, so the diesel heater has completely shut down and turned off, and everything is pretty cool to the touch. It's not gonna hurt you or anything. As you can see, I do have 2 diesel heaters in here. The one that was sent to me by Hcalory, and another diesel heater that you've probably seen online on Amazon. The reason I have both of these here is because I'm going to compare them, okay, just to show you guys how far Hcalory has come from where they started. You know, I think before they were kind of like at this level here, but with their newer heaters and everything, they did make them user friendlier compared to all this stuff here. You know, so the form factor. Heater here is kind of awkward, right? Yes, it's nice, square, snug, but the ports for the intake and exhaust, they come out through the bottom of the heater. So if I ever want to modify this to make it friendlier to just grab and go, I really have to go out of my way to find something that is gonna let it breathe properly, because I only have so much room underneath this heater here, okay? And the controls. This one, it does use a generic Bluetooth app that works with other heaters out there as well. And it's super annoying to use sometimes, because you have to mess with some settings, and if you don't have the user manual with you, you're gonna have a hard time getting this operational, especially if you go long periods of time without using it. You know, so there's settings such as like HP10 or something like that to be in heat mode or wind only mode. It's extremely confusing, not to mention it has an annoying voice anytime you turn it on or off or do something crazy with it. All right, and also the fuel pump on this, it's a lot louder, and it's only a 5-liter tank. Yeah, it's built in and everything, but just to carry it around and everything, I don't see myself having a good time now that I've been able to use this one here. The form factor of this one right here, it's a lot easier. I do plan in the future, because you do have the side ports, right? Side intake and side exhaust port, super accessible. So if I want to modify this and get like an actual breather filter that you find on a crankcase for a vehicle, I could maybe adapt it to fit here on the side so that I don't have to just always mess around with this hose right here. Super friendly to just toss in your vehicle and go. Same thing with the exhaust. I could shorten this tube right here, or get a 90-degree elbow, same diameter as this pipe right here, and hook up either that muffler or upgrade that muffler to one that's quieter, which you will find online. Okay, so form factor wise, operational, amazing. With this, you just turn it on with the app on the control here, or the little fob that it comes with, and that's it. You turn it on, plus or minus your temperature, just wait and you're set. To turn it off, same thing. All right, so the it's more user friendly, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, on to the next thing, price. This heater right here is already at an affordable price compared to everything else that's out there, but I have even better news for you guys. If you guys want 15% off, there is a discount code with the link below in this video here. Go ahead and jump there right now, especially that it's nice and warm out for the most part. Once it starts to get colder out there, what I've noticed when I've been in the market for diesel heaters is it's pretty hard to find them in stock, you know, so the sooner you get it, the better. All right, guys, so again, 15% discount code in the link in the description. Thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you guys on the next trail or gear review. See you on the next one.